even know. I didn't even know. All right, happy Sunday, guys. Welcome to the Dennis Herrera Show. We are in Mobile One today on this Sunday afternoon. I gotta say, I want to start off. Well, I don't want to start off this way, but we will start off with some bad news. I heard that there was a shooting in Louisiana in some sort of community there where we had, I guess, like three households involved in some sort of shooting, and eight kids have died from this bad incident. And so I want to start off this chat with, asking people for prayer for the United States. There's a lot of people that are being affected by all the bad stuff that we have in this world. Welcome, Samuel. Man, I went to your page because it showed up a post or something, and I saw a picture of your daughter. Man, she is gorgeous. Take care of her. Green substance. Then the streams have been whacked that day. I was hoping you would go live. Yes, sir. I'm glad that you guys are here, man. I try to entertain as best as I can. I'm not perfect by any means, just a regular guy like everybody else. But guess what? Let me see if I did something very curious. So I did an IQ test. Don't forget this. But I said about the 8 kids, I hope that you guys take my word and we should pray for them. But we also have to focus on everything else that we have in life, right? We let the dead bury the dead, says the Bible. And that means that we're supposed to mourn if it's our loved ones that have passed. But then we're also supposed to carry on in life. And so if we're laughing, if we're still making jokes, listen, that's part of our life. We have to move on to the next thing. You know what I mean? And we'll just hope to learn from those mistakes. There is a lot of things, okay, that I don't. We can probably get into it in a little bit, maybe later, but we got to stay positive, okay? I know my condolences and my prayers to the families, prayers for strength and consolation, of peace. There's nothing that anybody can say when somebody loses their kids. But I pray to God in the name of Jesus Christ that God comforts them. All right. With that being said, let's get back to this. I took an IQ test. All right. Bernil, how are you, brother? Happy Sunday. Robert, happy Sunday. Yeah, I see you guys in here. Thank you so much for stopping by. I know that there is nothing good out there, nothing worth actually listening to, but we're going to go ahead and touch up on a few things that we have listened to. All this boring news, and everybody just wants to have all this bad information so that they can sell their news out there to people. But we'll keep it real. I hope that you guys will call in today. I have some questions, and maybe some of you guys want to be part of that. But I want to start off with this IQ test, and let me see if I can get logged in to my email here. Now, I was going to do this at my studio at home, right? But there's a birthday party going on, and I don't want to be there. So we let everybody else in the family have fun. And let's see. Let me get logged into the right account. I'm going to show you guys with my phone, but I will show you guys. I got an email from these people. Here's what it says. You guys ready? Because I get a lot. No, the test worked out perfectly. I finished all the questions. They said I did very good, very fast. It was like, I don't know. The test was like something along, maybe I did it like in 6, 7, maybe 8 minutes. And they said I did it pretty fast. But check this out. It says, hi there. Now, This is probably said about everybody that takes the test, but this is what it said to me. It says, something caught my attention. When reviewing your assessment responses, your approach to question 15 was fascinating. The logical reasoning problem that only 19% of test takers solve correctly. But here's what surprised me. You didn't just get it right. Oh, I love the way they talk about me right now. You solved it using a method that suggests exceptional analytical thinking abilities. Welcome to the Dennis Herrera Show. I got it. If you don't believe me, here's what he says. Let's flip it over. Here we go. There you go. Read it for yourselves. At the bottom, your full cognitive profile reveals your exact IQ score compared to others, which cognitive areas are your strongest, and how these strengths in your applies in your career, why your thinking style gives you unfair advantages. Look at that. Oh man, isn't that crazy though? I'm telling you, I don't say it, they say it. That's crazy. All the low IQ people are just gonna have to, keep going, because they'll never understand the logic, okay, of the way that I think. Now I'm gonna say, I'm thankful, very grateful to God for for everything that He does in my life. Let me see. Manuel Correa is already hating. Blasphemy. Tell them the Rams are good. Blasphemy. That's a blasphemy. So here's the thing. Some things that get ignored by people today. Barack Obama, interestingly enough, I've said this before. Barack Obama made fun of the Bible. Check this out. Barack Obama made fun of the Bible. And I said, Barack Obama is not a Christian. Barack Obama is a Muslim. Now, I like how CNN and the legacy media news out there tries to twist things around and tries to confuse people. We'll talk about sports in a little bit. They try to confuse people, but they don't confuse those who use critical thinking, those who use their common sense. See, I like the way Barack Obama talked. He talked the talk, but he never walked the walk. If you know anything, it's that when Barack Obama was trying to troll President Trump, in that day was just Donald Trump. And I saw something very interesting, that he acknowledged that he is the worst president in American history. See, President Trump said that he was the worst president in American history, and that he's going down as the worst president in American history. Barack Obama, his low IQ didn't let him catch what he was saying himself. And what he said was, at least I will go down as a president. That's not the right response. I'm just saying. He said he was the worst president in American history. Barack Obama, the biggest snake that has come on board the United States of America, and I want you to notice something. When Barack Obama took office, all of this sleepy racism just woke up. Wokeism woke up with Barack Obama. President Trump has a way about going about things. Just as people don't understand me, I am in the same way. I have sort of the same patterns. Now, I don't talk like him, but we have sort of the same patterns in mentality. We use the same sort of critical thinking. We don't care what people out there say. Yes, if I sound like Obama, that's a good thing. The difference is I talk the talk and I also walk the walk. I appreciate your observation. Thank you so much. This is a MAGA channel, my friend. If you are not a MAGA supporter, this is not your life. You might as well just move on. And the way that I'm looking at things is everybody that's come through my channel knows that I always talk about everything that brings me to my conclusion of why I talk and why I decide to support or do things the way that I do. For example, right when President Trump, oh no, thank you, man. I agree. No, it's a compliment. Like I said, Barack Obama talked very nice. I like the way he talked. I meant that. He just didn't walk the walk. Thank you for saying that. But here is the thing. When President Trump, Donald Trump, was running for president, I said, we don't need a career politician. What we need is a businessman. Now, you can look at it and say, well, God, you're a moron. You can say I'm a moron, but you have to look at it this way. Most of the people that come through my channel, are my age or older. My birthday is 2 days after President Trump's birthday, except I'm going to be 50 and he's going to be 80. So he's 30 years older than me, okay? But I want you to watch this. I have made a lot of mistakes in my life. I have made decisions that I thought were great decisions when I was young, and it turned out that it wasn't. So I have fallen down. I got up. I fall down, I get up. I fall down, I get up. I'm a fighter. Sometimes the more people look at me, oh, don't look at that. That's just a filter on the YouTube. If you see me in person, you can see the other 15 years that I'm missing. Thank you, Sarah. It's just a YouTube filter that gets rid of all my wrinkles and blemishes. This is so I can look cute in YouTube. Yes, I am a joker. I'm a clown. I am. I really am. But I like to get serious when I need to get serious, okay? But here's the thing. I have made so many mistakes, and many of you will agree with me on this. If you are 50 or older, you will agree with me. We have made so many mistakes in our life that by our age, we have acquired a certain level of wisdom. And so we think different than 20-year-olds do, than 30-year-olds do, even 40-year-olds do. Some people just never grow out of it. But a lot of us mature with time. We become wiser. Do we get smarter? No. We just get wiser. We all have skills. We all have talents. And I am the man that I am today because of those mistakes, because of the life that I have lived, because of all my hardships, because of all my successes, because of everything that I've been through. I am who I am. President Donald Trump has been bankrupt many times, has failed, has lost business, but he also has built more than anybody that I know of. He failed at his marriages. And the marriage that he's in with today, he loves it. He cherishes it. He is the great grandfather for his grandkids because he has at the age where he has learned so many things from life. So I support him 100% because I know the man that was then and I know the man that is today. And if there's one thing that I always tell people about myself, I never change who I am. I may change some of the things that I say or maybe some looks, but I don't change who I am as a person. President Trump has been talking about Iran for decades, has talked about Japan, China, Russia, everything that he is working with today. He has been talking about this for decades. Now, the leftist world, for some reason, and our enemies, would like to convince you that Israel is telling us what to do. That Bibi Netanyahu is the puppeteer of Trump. They also said that about Putin. Putin, they said, he was the puppeteer for Trump. Well, he's not. And let me tell you something. If Russia said, death to America, I guarantee you, Russia will be no more. That's a serious threat. And that's why we are in Iran today. Now, I know President Trump is a deal maker and he likes business. See, he'd rather make money and be able to have business with everybody than to have war. But he is also a sucker for the United States of America. He will never, ever even consider burning the American flag. And yet, I see a lot of veterans, a lot of Americans burning the American flag. How is that possible? President Trump doesn't even dare. It is an insult. It is shame. President Trump has loved so many people throughout the world. And he has always looked out for the best interest of the American people. As an individual, he's always been a businessman. As an individual, he is a billionaire by trade. That's his family business. As an individual, he wants his family to succeed. As the president, he always puts America first. And here's the thing. So do I. And I'm a migrant. I am a migrant that came to this country and I put America first. Isn't that crazy? That is crazy, ain't it? And I will never, ever, ever, ever burn the American flag. The United States of America, to me, it's still the land of opportunity. I want to reach the American dream that is being destroyed and now it's turning into a third world country. Let me tell you something. Don't let anybody tell you that because you stand for the truth and because you stand for what's good for Americans, that you're a racist. Let me just tell you a little bit, just a little bit, about what has been happening in India. And listen, nothing against Indian people, okay? The Hindus. These people have over 1 billion people in India. Listen, I've seen people on the streets cooking with half an arm, and they have to put their foot here, and they squeeze it right on the armpit, and they throw it in the frying pan. It's a third world country. No hygiene. Garbage everywhere. The deficit anywhere. Garbage all over the place. They are used to living like this, all together, no room to breathe. That's what this means. Packed. They are used to being packed. And therefore, they don't care about cleanliness. They don't care about, well, some people do. Don't get me wrong. Again, I said, it's not a racist thing. But I'm just telling you that you got to pay attention. Okay, what country does this person come from? And then do some critical thinking right there. What country do they come from? Well, here's a tip. When I find out that my family was going to be Samoan, I went and learned the history of the Samoan people. I learned the culture. I know what they're about. And so I decided to be family with them, and they took me in as family. Fantastic. So if somebody's coming from India, where are they from? How do they live? And ask yourselves those questions. Samoa funga. Maloso ifua. Famanuia tulia tua uso. Listen, you have to understand. You got to pay attention to these things, because this will make or break us as a country. And so I'm going to say this. There is people in India who are educated, who have an actual business, and they have a visa. They get permission, they get access, they get granted a visa, they were vetted, they were checked into. So we know that when these people come over here, fantastic. When people come from Honduras, where I'm from, or Mexico, or China, or whatever country they come from, you have to understand this. Find out, where do they come from? I walked around a lot in San Pedro Sula in Honduras, and a lot of you guys saw me live. And you saw some areas were very dirty. Some were not. So what I want you to think about is this. It's not a racist thing. Hey, Sandra, Jason, my man, everybody, hello. I'm not reading comments. Comments are down here. I'm looking up here. And I want you to listen. There is areas where the people are educated. They got money. They have an education. It doesn't necessarily mean that they got to come from a rich area, because they can be poor yet still be educated. So there is a vetted process, right? People have to go to the embassy. They got to show their finances, their stability, their mental health, their physical health. And then the embassy, the consulate, and the team there, they make a decision and say, hey, this person could be a good fit. If they go and visit the United States and they like it, these people will be a good fit to stay in the country. But then, if you really look into the culture, into the country, and all this other stuff, then you have to start thinking, if they come here illegally and they bring their third world country shithole, as they call us, that's exactly what they're going to turn the area of the United States of America where they come and live. You got all these Muslims. Okay, what is the Muslim religion about? The Muslim religion does not like our Western culture. You're either a Muslim or you're an enemy. Where do they come from? How do they live? Here we go. This is not something that many presidents before, including George Bush, stupid ass, made a mistake on. Brought in hundreds of thousands of Somalis. Somalis are very low IQ people, which is okay. But let's find out what else they have. Well, they're dirty. They're frauds. They're scammers. They're hustlers. They make their living illegally. They don't have respect for others. And so here we are. So we got all these people in this culture are bad news. The only way that they can ingress into our country is to come here with a TPS. They wouldn't qualify because of who they are to be able to come into our country. Understand this. You got to pay attention. You got to understand this. Every other Somali that has come here with a passport that is not on a TPS, that is a smart Somali. That is a person that has proven to be well off financially, got their life stable, they have no disease, they haven't been cheaters, no frauds, no scammers. Those people is what we want here. But what do? We got people, I think I saw a comment in here somewhere, but we got people that quote the Statue of the Liberty. Bring me your burden and your tire and all this. Listen, not today. Not today, Satan. Because the strategy for our enemies has changed. No longer is people just looking for a better place to take care of their family. Number one, they have been abusing our Constitution. They have come over here to make fake American citizens. They were not here as residents. They were just here illegally or just visiting. They overstayed their visa, became illegal, making anchor babies. This is why birthright citizenship is not a good thing when you let the world abuse it. Again, you can have people from Honduras, Mexico, Guatemala, Nicaragua, everybody. As long as they are vetted, you know they have no criminal record. Well, at least we hope. It's better than illegals. A good, financial statements, health, mental and physical, that they don't have a bad criminal record, and they will do something amazing in the United States of America. So maybe they are tired of their country. Maybe they are tired of the government. But they are vetted to be allowed to come in to our country. And so here they are. And we love those migrants, such as myself. We did not come to this country until we were told, welcome to the United States of America. Innocent children are innocent. I got you. But they're not our responsibility. You understand? Right now, I have 7 children that are hungry. I need you to put a super chat. Help me feed my children. But no less than $20, please. Help me. With $20 super chat, you're going to help me feed my 7 children. I'll wait. I'll wait. Listen, where do you live? Email me your address, and I'll send you some people that I know of that need a place to crash. That's right, it's tricky. That my kids are not your responsibility, is there? But listen, if this doesn't entertain you, you can just go bye-bye. Thank you for stopping by. If you don't agree with me, thank you for stopping by. Have a good one. Have a good rest of your Sunday afternoon. So we have a problem that we don't understand why people need to be vetted. When President Trump heard that there was a Chinese virus, hi Texas Jane, that there was a Chinese virus, the first thing he thought was the United States, Americans. He said, don't allow anybody from China to come into our country until everything is safe. Nope. Socialist Democrats, let's just go off on Trump and tell everybody he's racist. Okay. Hundreds of thousands of people die because of Democrats. Hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions. Well, throughout the world, it's millions. But hundreds of thousands of people died because of Democrats. Remember, the president was following the advice of Fauci, Dr. Fauci, which he lied, which he told President Trump that the vaccine was perfect and let it go. And now everybody throws that on President Trump. President Trump says no masks are needed because Fauci said no masks are needed. And then Fauci changes his mind and says masks are needed. So now President Trump has to say masks are needed. They called a quarantine, shut down the whole country. Every leader throughout the world shut their country down and made the lives of their citizens miserable. By the way, for nothing. I don't forget. Democrats allowed, see, this is, you have to understand, you got to be able to see the signs. The reason why I say socialist Democrats today, it's because they are the new Marxist, Communist, Socialist Party. They just don't tell you that they're communist because everybody knows communist is a bad thing. And so is socialist. But most people think it's a good thing. It's like a Christian thing to do. It's not. That is not the Christian thing to do. You know what the Bible says about people? Number one, every laborer is worthy of pay. Number one. Number two, he that doesn't work should not eat. What? Give me your tired and your burden. Right. Keep reading. Give Caesar what's Caesar's, and give to God what is God's. Separation of government and church, and yet morally connected, spiritually believing in God. But the government has laws. For example, borders. God has mercy and grace, and He's there to save your soul. Give God what's God's. Give Caesar, the government, what's the government's. So when you bring scripture into my channel, just know that I was a pastor for 5 years, and I've been in church through all of my life. Have not been given to God until I was 22 years old, when I acknowledged of all my wrongdoings, and then I fell apart, fell away, and God had mercy on me and took me back again. I am the Christian that I am meant to be today, because the world is being so corrupted that if I am not who I am today, the world is going to put whatever burden they want on us, and we won't be able to do anything about it. So we need Christians to change. I want to be able to, for you to understand that there is an order of things. If you believe in open borders, you don't believe in the country. But we have a country, and we have to protect the borders. Otherwise, why the hell do we have borders, right? And if Mexico is not going to allow me to be there without a passport, well, they shouldn't be allowed here either. Guatemala wouldn't either. Salvador wouldn't. Honduras wouldn't. Belize wouldn't. Costa Rica wouldn't. Nicaragua, no country would allow me to be in their country without permission. It is that simple. It's not a racist thing. Now here's another problem that you don't see. And Mexicans, Hondurans, the Latin Americans, they don't do this. But Muslims do. See, Muslims know, like right now in Iran. In Iran, I don't know who the hell we're dealing with in Iran, to be honest. I don't know who we're making deals with over there. But all I can tell you is that Iranian regime, they think they have power Because they can just shut the Strait of Hormuz? Right. Listen, I'm gonna deviate a little bit just for now. We'll come back to the Strait of Hormuz and Iran. But I want you to concentrate yourself on this. Muslims, you see how quick we'll just eat them for breakfast. We'll eat them for breakfast like that. We destroy them. We can annihilate them anytime we want. So when it comes to muscle, power, military, they don't got anything on us. But don't be naive. Don't be a gullible goose. Don't be ignorant. Listen. Listen very carefully. What I'm going to tell you, if you don't know this, you got to listen. Step one, bring in all of the Muslim people. And they're spreading them across Europe, North, South, Central, everywhere in the world. They're spreading Muslims. They are making babies left and right. They are converting infidels, which they will get rid of eventually. They will just be slaughtered with everybody else. But they are out there infiltrating countries, legally and illegally. These are the Muslims that are going to destroy you. Number two, become citizens. However you got to do it, become citizens. Because you need to vote. Number two, become citizens so you can vote. Number three, get an education so that you can run for office. So that you can be in the city council, which residents can do as well. So that you can be a representative in Congress. So that you can be a senator in the Senate. So that you can be a mayor, a governor, Muslim. When you get in that position and you have enough representatives with the same rhetoric, with the same goal to destroy the United States of America, they will do it, and they are already doing it. I'm not being racist. I'm not being prejudiced at all. If you want to call yourself a Muslim of the good side, fantastic. But just so you know, you are also an infidel, and they will take you out. Once they have enough power, they will kill you. Let me give you an example. When Muhammad fled to Mecca, this probably won't make sense to a lot of you guys. He was peaceful, praying on the streets, Allahu Akbar, Allah, whatever. Everything was a spiritual, oh my God, he's a man of peace. He wins goodwill to mankind. And then, bam, came Medina. Now he's got political people with him. Now he's got troops. And what do? No more Allah the merciful and peace. Nope. Allahu Akbar. Take their heads off. Take them out. Kill them. See, that is the difference that people don't realize in the Muslim religion. By the way, if you didn't know, the Muslim religion is Satan's religion. Let me tell you why. It is a political movement. It is a religion made up by a government who only cares about power. Number two, this one is always hard for me to say, but it has to be said. They allow, it's a Sharia law, they allow man, no matter what age, Muhammad was in his mid-50s, to marry a 6-year-old. That is satanical. You understand? That is a satanical religion. To take a baby's innocence is disgusting. That is the epiphany of pedophiles. And Muslims believe that this guy who is a pedophile, see, this is what they attack us with Trump. This is why they accuse Trump, because they know that American Christians know that that's bad. That's why they raise false testimony against Trump. But the very same hypocrites that say that are okay with Islam, who allows for prepubescent children, girls, to marry grown-ass men. Disgusting. I will never stand for that. Never. Number 4, these people, in order to punish the infidels, look at this demonic force. They believe that they can go and rape any minor female as long as they're not Muslims. It is disgusting. Do you understand? That is crazy, Nick Morris. That I hope that you don't say that is true. That is okay. It is irrelevant what promise was given to them. Number 5, you have to understand that this particular Muslim regime that we're dealing with right now, they want to die. They worship death. This is why they indoctrinate them as their children. Because as they get older, they just can't get out of that mentality. They're brainwashed. They truly believe. And look how demonic this is. Whatever you say, Omar, you know I'm right. And I know that Omar is on my side. And he says that I'm right. But they really believe, look how stupid they are. They really believe that when they die, they're going to get 72 virgins. Let me let you in a little secret. When we die, we become spirits. There is no more sex when you're a spirit. What are you going to do with 72 virgins? You won't get horny no more. You won't have pleasure down there anymore. Because you won't have it. You are going to live as you're meant to live. The problem for you is, if you're a Muslim, you're not going to heaven. You're going to hell for robbing the children of their innocence. Jesus Christ said, let the children come to me. Let no one harm them, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. And that is why Satan wants their innocence taken away as soon as possible. Because as soon as they lose their innocence, they are Satan's. So God allows us to have understanding of the scriptures so that we can speak with truth. Nothing in the Bible will contradict what I say, because what I say is what the Bible says. I read the Quran. It's very disturbing. I don't have it memorized, but I read enough to tell you that what I tell you today, it's in the Quran. Yeah. With that being said, this is why we had to vet people. And in my opinion, no Muslims or communists should be allowed to be in government, period. Not even in the city council. City councils indulge the mayors. Mayors indulge the governors. Governors are indulged by representatives and by senators. That's how you take a country down, by grabbing them by the balls, so to speak. Isn't it crazy how the truth just sets you free? Oh my goodness. Now let's talk about Iran and the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah. Let's talk about Iran and the Strait of Hormuz. By the way, everything that I tell you is fluent. I don't have a scripture. This is non-scripture. Non-scripted, sorry. The Strait of Hormuz has been taken ransom by this Iranian regime. We try sending weapons to the Kurds to give to the Iranian people to help defend themselves. Last I heard, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. Now here's the thing. Some people say that Russia is making a lot of bank because of what's going on at the Strait of Hormuz. Well, let's back up a little bit. And China try to play cute. China try to play cute. We went after Venezuela with one good reason. Nicolas Maduro, we saw Venezuela was in need of help against a dictator who was a communist who was oppressing them. We had a warrant for his arrest. President Trump, in a few minutes, got him out of there. Now we have control of Venezuela. Now, why is that important? Besides, it helps Venezuelans and it helps us in a way. It stops China from getting oil at a very, very, very cheap price. Stops that money flow to China. Now, the reason why we got to be tough with China is because we want to work with China. We want to be able to trade with China. But we're not willing to do it while countries are trying to take advantage of us. It's just not going to fly. Somebody has to stand up and take care of our best interest. And nobody has done that but President Trump. Whether you like him or not, it is irrelevant. Irrelevant. Now, with that being said, we have a war. But you probably forgot already. You guys forgot that there is still a war going on with Ukraine and Russia. Why do you think that Trump didn't want to do too much with Ukraine and Russia? He used as much diplomacy as he could. Hey, you can buy some missiles, kick each other's ass, see what happens. Now we're making money. We made over $270 billion in tariffs. People on the left, oh yeah, well, what about the businesses that suffer? Well, what about when those small businesses were not suffering and we were losing hundreds of billions of dollars? I will take your small business going down instead of the whole country. Find a different way to do business. So now China tries to be cute. And they try to get that oil from Iran. Oh, the President Trump, the United States can't tell us what to do. I said, bitch. Oh, yes, we can. Because if you want to help them keep warring against us, we might have to come after your ass. And of course, that's a little bluff because we don't want nuclear weapons to be sent to the United States of America. Which, by the way, that is the main reason why we are building the Iron Dome. I'm sorry, the Golden Dome. China, Russia, our enemies. They're like this. Their butts doing this. Because soon they won't be able to hit us. And President Trump is playing the cards as they are dealt to him. We need a lot of billions of dollars more for our military defense. Let me tell you right now, listen, don't be stupid. Pay some more money for that gas. It's for your best interest. And we'll talk about gas in a little bit. I want you to listen to this. If we pay more for gas right now, and President Trump is able to get billions of dollars in our defense, that money goes to building our defensive dome. Now you gotta think with it. Critical thinking, guys. This is how you solve problems. Be analytical with things. I could be wrong. I'm not Trump. But I'm telling you, I see the logic. And so we need a lot of money to keep building our defense. We have enough weapons to attack and destroy Iran 10 times over. No problem. I believe that. We have the weapons. We're making more and more and more as we speak. So you have to understand that there is a tactic. Now Russia is staying pretty quiet. He tried to do something with Iran, and then Trump said, wait a minute, what are you doing? What are you doing? Let Russia get a little piece of the pie. Remember, Russia is the outsider. He's the ugly duckling. NATO didn't want Russia. Remember that? Otherwise, they will have a say on what Russia does and doesn't do. But NATO, with no brains, said no to Russia. President Trump said it. You should let Russia be in. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you understand? Am I being slow enough? That is part of the plan. Now here's my question. It's not the gas. It's not none of that stuff. It's not the war. I agree with it. Matter of fact, 85-year-old veteran from Vietnam veteran called me yesterday or the day before. I think it was Friday night. And he has the same question as I have. And that is, why are we not just annihilating this whole regime? Take everybody out. Every soldier that supports that regime, everybody wiped out. Let Pahlavi go in there and let the people choose. These snakes will never stop. Do you understand? And the people that we have here in the United States of America that are out there supporting that terrorist group, they should get kicked out. I don't give a shit if they become residents, if they became citizens. If you support that nonsense, well, by the way, even if you are a naturalized citizen, if you join a terrorist group organization, you lose that citizenship. So praise be to Allah for that. Anywho, that is my only question. Why can't he just go and destroy them? Forget negotiating. It's beyond that. Forget negotiating. They should just be completely wiped out from the face of the earth. And so what if the civilization goes down? I am sure we will help them. I am sure other countries will pitch in to rebuild Iran and let the Persian people once again flourish. You got to kill the cancer. They are the cancer. You got to get rid of the cancer. And sometimes you got to use chemotherapy. You know what that means, right? You got to use chemotherapy to kill that cancer. With that being said, let's talk about gas. I am sure that you have the same questions as I have. But let's talk about gas. Why is gas so expensive? All right, I'll let you guys participate on this one. Call me in and tell me why gas is so expensive. Why is gas so expensive, and what can we do about it? Scott, it is, but I want people to think. I want people to analyze things. I want to see if they have a question, do they go do research, or they do just listen to CNN or Fox? Let's take a look. Let's take a listen. Now, I can't put a chat. Let me try to get on my other phones. Let's see. Oh, I guess I can. Let me log in. If you already know the number, go ahead and put it down. Phone number is 425-583-1155. All right, let's see. Ba-da-ba-ba. You can call it and tell me, why is gas so expensive, and give me some alternatives to bring the price down. There we go. All right, now I'm going to be able to put my chat in there. Let me see. There you go. Call that number right there. Yeah, in a nutshell, it is a bit high. It is a bit high, but I want people to think. I want to hear. If you don't complain about gas, fantastic. Keith says, need to drill. That's what Trump says. But let's find out why it doesn't happen. Why do you think that we are building, we are drilling, we got our own oil? Why? I have a better question for you. Why can we not just make our own oil and sell it to ourselves? Call the number 425. I'm gonna go ahead and pin it. 425-583-1155. Give me a call and let's talk about it. You heard me ranting for about 56 minutes there. I gave you all the information that I can think of that will help you. Marco Garcia, pretty close. It is a commodity, but we have more than enough oil here in the United States of America. Why can't we use it? Let's see if anybody knows the answer. You can Google, help yourself. It's a commodity, but yes, it's a global product. They call it a commodity. We can't refund the oil here. Warmer, but no. You can Google it. That our economy will not collapse. But getting warmer. We make what we call gold liquid. That's what I recall it. And we sell it at a price. I'm not going to tell you much. I want you to get involved. All right, okay. So our refineries cannot process it. A lot warmer. And I want you to hit the spot. Why? It is different oil, absolutely. The oil that we get importations is very bad oil. But our refineries are made for that kind of oil. It's not made to make fine gold or fine oil. So why is the reason why we don't have a refinery that can process our oil? There, I gave you most of the answer right there. Right here, for any Latinos that knows what this is, why? Why can we not refine our own oil? The refinery won't be ready for years. Well, that's one way. But why? Why wouldn't it be ready for years? The thickness, yeah, that is right. It is lighter oil, yes. We have sludge oil. No, it's lighter oil. They don't want to do it. Why, Taman? That is the question. Why? It will cost billions, Marco Garcia has it. There you go. It'll cost between 15 to 55 billion dollars to make a refinery that can process our oil. And so this is bullshit, but this is what they say. The experts say that it will be too expensive, right, to make this sort of refinery for our oil. 15 to 55 billion dollars. Are you kidding me right now? You're telling me that's too expensive? We just gave $200 billion to Ukraine. We gave $40 billion to Argentina. We just lost over $200 billion in California to fraud. We spent hundreds of billions of dollars on illegal immigrants. What are you saying? Where do we go with this? Make our own damn refineries right here. Make the investment. $55 billion. Let's do it. Get a couple of these babies made. A couple of refineries, and we don't have to depend on nobody's oil from anywhere in the world. And we can still import oil and make it even cheaper. Because I will tell you this. Remember this, supply and demand. If we are making our own oil, well, we're not going to give a crap about the oil from some other Middle Eastern country. We got our own. Why not make the investment and be dependable? Listen, we are seeing the example right now. They threatened us. They threatened that the oil price will go to 200 per barrel. What do you say to that? It is sort of the same thing that I tell you about tariffs. What would you say if China all of a sudden says, hey, listen, this product is being bought a lot by the United States of America. Let's triple the price. Let's quadruple the price. Did you not learn anything from COVID-19? We depended on China and we were effed up. We were screwed because we depended on China. Common sense, right? Just say it. Woo! Okay, Saldivar, enjoy your Sunday as well, my friend. I can't see everybody's comments, but thank you, Bernie, for the disco ball. For those who keep throwing little things out there, some jewels or something. I don't know what those are. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we got this thing. Listen, I already know about the oil deal with Iran and this and that. You know, we were getting 40%. I think that's absurd. We should have never done that. But I really believe that as much as the United States of America has grown, I believe that having a couple of refineries and we spending 110, 120 billion dollars, that shouldn't be a problem. That shouldn't be a problem. And we can prepare to have some preventive maintenance, safety regulations and things like that, but we got to be totally energy independent. As long as we keep being energy dependent on other countries, they're going to grab us by the balls. The only reason, okay, the only reason why I like the idea of electric, right? The electric panels, you know, solar panels, I'm sorry. Solar panels, solar power is very tempting to say this is the way that we should go. Because we know we need power. We know that common sense tells us that energy independent is a very good thing. Now, I will say this. Thank you, Sarah. I will say this. If you own a house, for example, the house that I'm going to be making here in Samoa, the house I'm going to make over there is going to have solar panels on the roof. Completely. The whole roof. Solar panels. Very secure in case of typhoons and hurricanes, etc. We're going to be off-grid. Our own power, our own electricity, our own inverters, our own batteries, etc. It's going to give us AC. It's going to give power for our fridge, our stove, everything. Independent, fantastic. In a small area, it's phenomenal. For a citywide, it's not sustainable. You are sacrificing farmlands to place these solar panels. You see what I'm saying? Starlink. You know I'm going to be a Starlink customer. You know that, baby. Magic Man. Appreciate you, brother. Starlink is for internet. There you go. We use our phones. We use our cell phones, and nowadays, well, my phone is right there, but you know what I'm saying? We use our phones with internet. We don't need a cellular provider. We just need internet. And then we can have a cheap internet number. We just dial with our Google account, with our iPhones, iMessaging, FaceTime. We can talk to Facebook Messenger, to WhatsApp. I don't know. I couldn't help it. I apologize. But there you go. Give me a call. 425-583-1155. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your strategy. How can we lower gas prices? And what is, give me your opinion. Give me your opinion on what's going on with Iran. Where you at? Nothing to argue about. I just want to hear your opinion. You guys already know how I feel, what I believe. Give me a call. 425-583-1155. Ignorance is bliss. Absolutely. Guys, if you are in here, please give it a thumbs up to the video. If you want to subscribe, I appreciate it. We are trying to get to 100,000 subscribers so that we can start our charity to be able to feed and clothe people. This is not a government thing. This is something that I want to do with your help. And if you want to be involved, fantastic. Just so you know, this is what I do for my living. So if you appreciate this channel, consider becoming members so you can support me with that. Drop a super chat or whatever you can do to support me. I appreciate it. All right. Thank you so much for that. But the phone line is open, 425-583-1155. I'll give you 5 minutes to say your opinion. I'm not going to argue with you about that. Trump has us in a mess. Call in. Tell me all about it. Don't ask me questions. I already gave you that. I spilled all the beans already. Big shout out to the Navajo Nation in Arizona. Hayate. That means hello for people that don't know what that is. 425-583-1155. Cherokee in the house, North Carolina. Shout out to the Cherokee Nation. North Carolina, Michigan. Where else do I have peoples on? Let's see. Who else do we have? We have. What is the chief's name? I forget the war horse. No, that's not the war horse. I forget the chief. We got some people down in the Comanche Nation. Anybody here from Washington State? Anybody from Sammamish, Winomish? Any of my Navajo here from the Marysville Reservation? Big shout out to all my Native Americans. God bless you all. There we go. Cherokee, Texas, Georgia. Let's go, baby. Diesel says, when are we going to have a Native president? Well, we can't. We can't because the loyalty is to the sovereignty of their reservation, of their tribe. It's not to the United States of America. Unless we have somebody that renounces to their tribe and wants to call themselves American citizens. It's a big difference. Melton, or anybody that knows about rules with American natives, you can go ahead and educate me today if I'm wrong about what I just said. I know you guys probably know a little bit more than me on that. Let's take a look. Native representatives. Yes, you can. As a matter of fact, Dwayne "The Rock" Mullen is a Cherokee. An actual Cherokee. He half Cherokee. He is actually a Cherokee, and he is the secretary. Secretary Mullen. Oh, man, for DHS. So, yes, but president is a whole different thing. So you can be governors, senators, you can be representatives, mayors. Why not? If a migrant I became an American citizen, I don't know if that's different. My mother's maiden name was Walking Stick. It's just words on the paper, bro. Yeah, well, hey, bro. Some people get a lot of pride, my friend. So they might, I would think that would be an awesome thing to have, but I don't think their brain is like that. There's a lot of chiefs from many tribes that don't consider Americans brothers. So there is that. Pocahontas. Yeah, Pocahontas only lies so that she can get into college, but everybody knows she is as white. She's as white as the white on this cup. She's like the white on my charger. She's like whiter than white on rice. Pocahontas. Not a real Native American. Aslan. I don't know about Aslan. What is that? Let me look it up real quick. Doesn't ring a bell, but I'll look it up, brother. I will look it up. Here we go. Let's see. I don't know if maybe you spelled it wrong. Aztlan is a mythical ancestral homeland of the Aztec people in Mexico. That's in Mexico. I don't know. That's not in the United States of America. You call them an apple. Diesel got some wisdom. Let me see. But the land is the land. What do you think of Aztlan? Well, that's in Mexico, so there's that. Let's see. And by the way, it's a mythical home, meaning that it's not legit. Here's a hearsay. I will take that up with the Mexican government, not with the United States of America. Blackfoot, yeah, they're welcome as well. Let's see. The old school is on the way out. There has been a surge in Jesus. In my extended family, the younger than 50th generation knows hating white men hasn't worked. Pray for the Cherokee people. Absolutely. And how can you hate the white man for being settlers? If we were still just Native Americans here in America, we'd still be living in huts. And whenever a disease would come over, we'll just all be dead. Let's not forget that 90% of the natives here in America were wiped out by a disease. If it wasn't for the white men, there would be no American natives in this country. Anybody else? Since you guys don't want to call. Dennis, imagine a country so great, even the people who hate it refuse to leave. You know it, brother. You know it. Any other questions? Man says there's even a pyramid in Mexico, only discovered because of a satellite footage. Well, maybe that's why they got they got taken out. Oh man, I can tell you. Let's see here, Danny. Danny's new to my chat, I think. I am a Native American Indian from Clay County, Kentucky. We are the Reno Creek Nation of Oklahoma tribe. Come here and live before the 12 years. Took that away from my family from the slave. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Kermit says this land belongs to black people. Bro, I'm in the United States, not in Africa. It's about time that all races accept it because we ain't going nowhere. Ancestor blood is in this earth. I don't know. Kermit. Let me just tell you, my ancestors were here before any of you came here to this country, this continent. The black people were here before Columbus. Yeah? Well, my ancestors were here before Columbus as well, and any black people. Yeah, overgrown, the jungle reclaimed the land. That's just how it goes. But imagine, where did these Aztecs go? Did they just die, disappear? What happened to them? The argument could be detrimental to your health. Someone studied some critical race theory. Oh, man, ain't that the truth? All right, Diesel says, I think natives got to take more pride and take this land political in their own hands, too. Let me tell you something, bro. If the natives were as evil as you think they are, unfortunately, they will be annihilated. They'll just be wiped out. Every single native. That's just the way it is, bro. But that's not the way that I believe that natives are. I think most natives agree that the United States of America is a great country. And just like we have a lot of retards protesting everything, everything, even themselves, that President Trump says, they just, I don't know, man. They just like to protest anything. They get, I don't know. I know some get paid, but I've seen a lot of videos, undercover videos, where people are taking $5 to sign a paper with somebody else's name and call it registering to vote. Oh, watch out, Melvin. Melvin, oh man, Melvin, come over here, giving some free gift memberships. Meldon was shout out to my Navajo Nation in Arizona. Meldon was feeling the love. Thank you, Meldon. Appreciate that. Unfortunately, natives in the reservations have grown significantly. Most have become so dependent on government support. It's the reason my grandparents left the reservation. Hey, Green is excited. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. You know, in any culture, do you know why? Do you know why our parents taught us to go to work? Not everybody's parents, I get that. But do you know why our parents taught us to work? Do you know why a farmer teaches their kids to work in the farm? So that they can stay independent. So that they can fight and work for their future. That's something a lot of people don't think about. And what you just said about the reservation, my friend, it is true. But I don't know anybody. I'm sure there is people that receive, because not all reservations do, but those who receive money from the government also have the right to go to work, and they don't lose that benefit. That check will come in regardless, but they can go work a full-time job, and all they think about is, why should I go to work when I can chill, have fun, do drugs, get drunk, whatever it is? There's no incentive for a lot of natives to go to work and make something of themselves. And yet there is those who know how life is and teach them the old ways, and they teach them the new ways, so that they can be a balanced person in every age, for every generation, as it moves on forward. It is very important to teach your children the good traditions of your family, but also keep them up to date with what they need to do for their future. That's where I'm at with that. This guy says, you don't know what you're talking about. Yelling at me in capital letters. Can you believe this guy? Unbelievable. What I say? What did I say? What did I say? Explain yourself, this guy. Explain yourself. As a matter of fact, give me a call. 425-583-1155. Come on, this guy. Yes, I voted for President Trump twice. And it was President Trump that said, welcome to American citizenship. Hey, Robert.
up. I don't know if you've seen my text or not. I'll resubscribe beginning of the month.
Oh, it's all good, brother. What do you got to say about this thing that we have right now?
The
About
thing with Iran, I say nuke the leadership and call it a day.
yeah, yeah, I agree. Well, not nuke, but yeah, I agree. We should just
Well, you understand what I'm saying when I say nuke.
yeah, but
I mean, take every damn single one of them out. Take out their whole military if we have to.
yeah, absolutely. I agree, but that's one thing that people should appreciate about President Trump. That that he is in one way he's still trying to work something out. You know, and I think it's a mistake. I think he should just get rid of them. Period. Here's another question. There was an attack on a ship trying to go through the Strait of Hormuz, right?
Yeah.
Now, I understand that these are small boats. What I want to know is if there is, we have satellite, we got radars. If there is any ships on the water and they're being attacked, why can we not locate where they're coming from? Because we know the Houthis are involved, but why are we not pinpointing these locations and tagging them? That's my question.
Dennis, for the simple fact it's probably like they did in World War II, where they had those submarine bases in the hillsides near on the water. They're probably in a cave somewhere, coming out to attack the boats and then running back in.
Well,
that's probably why we can't see them.
But that's what I'm saying. But once a ship calls out for help, it doesn't matter where. Right now in the Strait of Hormuz, which is being watched like a hawk, if they are calling on the radio for help, our intel department, our military should be looking at the satellite, be like, okay, where are they at?
We should,
and retrace.
Yeah, we should be able to launch aircraft and take them out. I agree.
No, not sending aircraft. No, just retrace and see where they go, and then just tag them. I don't mean shoot them. Just tag them. Location A, B, C, D, E, F, G, etc. Just tag them, and then that would say, listen, by Wednesday, right? By Wednesday, if you don't come into an agreement, they're going to go in and they're going to shoot the power plants, their bridges, so that they don't have a way to move around. I know it's going to be a huge inconvenience for the Iranian people. But at the same time, I think that we can help with supplies.
But you want to know something, Dennis? A lot of the Iranian people right now say, go for it.
I know.
If
Thank you, Connie.
If we get our freedom back, we're willing to suffer for a while.
I know, but we still gotta think for them as well.
Well, I know.
Thanks,
I'm
Chris.
just saying, if it does come down to that, the true Iranians that want freedom, the true Persian people will not be upset.
I understand that, but I'm not a man that likes to sacrifice people. I understand what they want.
Well, by taking out their power plants and their bridges, if there's no civilians near them, then I mean.
I thought you meant killing them. Okay, I got you. Yeah.
No. I'm talking about going.
That's true. That's true.
If there's no civilians around them, then it shouldn't hurt any civilians.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because I mean, it's not like we got to blow the whole bridge up. We just got to put a hole in it.
Yeah.
Big enough to where it can't be repaired easily.
At least for a while, right? Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And then the other thing, of course, it's the economy in Iran is being depleted. So if it is to cause this harm, they would be stupid to not make the deal.
I really don't think the regime cares about the people, to be honest with you.
No, they don't. They killed 45,000 of them already. just for
Yeah,
protesting.
that's what I mean. I don't think the regime gives two shits about the people.
Yeah, they don't. They don't care about them. But we do, man, and
Yeah,
we, you know, I think that that's the reason why Trump, you know,
that's what.
they keep calling him Taco because he doesn't really want to do it, bro. But he has to say that he's gonna do it. He has to say it.
Yeah, and he's got to make them think he's crazier than they are
Yeah,
for them to listen to him.
yeah, that's a good point. I like that.
So even if it means out, he just takes out one power plant. You know what I mean?
Just make a statement.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I will
Or take out one bridge.
I will assume that he would take out a power grid that will affect more of the military, not the people. Like
Well,
I will
yeah,
assume
yeah,
that he
that's
will
what
start with
that's.
those targets.
Yeah, start with the military power plants first.
Now remember what they did last time. They put all those women and children on the bridges and next to the power plants. That's
Yeah, I
something that
know.
these cowards do all the time.
Yeah, I know. And then if the people say they won't go, then they kill them.
Yeah, man. It's tough. You know, we don't like wars, but I believe that we're doing what we're supposed to do, man.
Well, Dennis, they don't say war is hell for nothing.
War is hell.
You
Not the
know,
hell
they don't.
that is gonna be worse than this war, to be honest. As bad as everything is in our world, nothing compares to hell. And that should scare people.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Brian, what's up?
and
Love you, Brian.
until people actually have been to war, they have not a clue what it's even close remotely to being like.
Yeah, yeah. Well, all right. Hey, thank you for calling,
Oh,
brother.
by the way, I slept like a baby last night.
Not me. I didn't sleep at all. I
I
keep.
took my magic gummy.
You know what? Well, you know what? Send me a text what that's called, and I'll look for it and see if it helps me sleep because I have. What do you call that? The pill to sleep? That's acetylene? No. What's it called?
Um,
The,
you have Ambien, which will help you sleep, but all that does is keep me up. It has an adverse effect on me.
no, there's another pill that you take for sleeping. I forget what it's called.
It's melatonin.
Melatonin. There you go. Melatonin.
Yeah, melatonin.
Thank you, Tam, man.
That don't work. That don't work on me either.
Yeah, I take 2 pills and it gets me drowsy for a little bit and then my eyes are peeled wide open.
Yeah, I take melatonin and I'm up for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work for me. It just makes me feel all, what do you call it? Just fatigue, you know, just tired,
Yeah,
but not sleepy to it. Like, oh, yes, nothing. It's crazy.
but
But yeah, just
yeah,
text me the name of it. I'll try to look for it. Maybe it's legal here in Washington.
the gummy that I got is it's the marijuana.
Marijuana? Yeah, I don't
You
like
get
that. I hate the
you
smell
get
of
it
it.
from the you can get it from the pot shops.
Well, thank you for the stars, Fandy. I love people that
Yeah, I
come.
don't know what happened, but it wouldn't let me resub. So,
Oh, it's okay, brother. You'll come back. I know you. I appreciate you, Robert.
but let me let you go. So one of these other whack jobs can call in.
Oh, so anybody can call. Just I want to hear your opinions. If you have questions about Harmers, whether you're a member, subscriber, anybody, just call in and
Well,
ask a
we
question.
have minesweepers. So I don't know why they're not going through and clearing the mines.
Well, they said they were going to.
Yeah, well, they need to. We need to get it back open, and if ships or whatever try and attack us, just blow them out of the water.
Benadryl doesn't
Send
work for
them
me,
to
baby.
send them to Davy Jones' locker with the rest of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thanks, Jennifer. They cause us
But
nightmares. All right, Bobby. Talk to you later, brother.
all right, bye.
Bye. It's not about playing checkers. It's about playing chess. I like playing chess. Thomas says peyote. Hell no. My natives have told me what it does, and no thank you. Wait, I am not messing with that shit, brother. I am not down with that side of the Native American side. Oh, man. Yeah, well, yeah. Anybody want to call in? Phone number is pinned on there on the messages, 425-583-1155. Call in before we call it a night. Unless you got another fun podcast to go visit. Um, I had 2 slices of pizza from Costco. So believe me, I'm being very courageous staying here with you, if you know what I mean. Oh, look who's calling. Bill, how you doing? Here, hold on. Let me put you on my car speaker here. There we go. That should work. How you doing? How you doing, Governor Bill?
I'm doing great. Las Vegas is beautiful today, and I managed to get to the store and back, so that's my daily chore today. So,
hey, I have a question for you before you ask me anything.
Okay.
I heard that nobody likes Trump in Vegas.
Well, all the illegals hate him, and there are about 400,000 or 500,000 of them here.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
But normal people who are citizens like Trump, but we have a real issue in Nevada that our elections have been stolen and rigged, no different than Georgia and Arizona and Michigan. And so hopefully we're going to get that fixed. I've been watching. We've got good people on it now, so hopefully that'll get fixed. But you believe in showing your ID before you vote, right?
Absolutely, I always do.
Mm-hmm. Me too. And for the last, I don't know, dozen years, they won't take it. And I said, well, I don't care whether you take it or not. I want you to see that I'm legal to vote. And so they just nod their head, and then I get to vote. And next time I go, which is going to be in a few weeks now, we got a primary coming up here. I'm going to show my license, and then I'm going to stand around and make sure everybody else does too, because this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
How can we have people that are on the dole, that are getting all the welfare, the Section 8, what they don't call them food stamps anymore, but the same idea, and free housing, how can they vote for what they want when citizens don't get to vote for what they want? I'm canceled out by 500,000 other people in this city. So that's my conclusion.
Yeah. Well, let me connect a couple of dots for you here.
Yeah.
One of the things that I have been talking about a lot on my channel has been that there is illegals voting. Now, I could be wrong about the illegals voting, but here is a better clarification that at least recently here in Washington proves my theory.
Mm-hmm.
It's we have all these registered people, whether they're Republican, Democrat, Independent, whatever. They're registered to vote, so they got the names, phone number, address, etc.
Right.
Check this out. In California, somebody went undercover, and they were gathering signatures. Pick this. They were gathering signatures, but they were telling them not to use their name. They just need the names on the list filled out, and all they want is different signatures on there, and they were giving them like $5-10. Now get this.
Yeah.
Once you have all of the names of these registered voters, and they all have a signature, which will be, of course, completely different because it's different people, right?
Right.
You can now stop the mail-in ballots. So yesterday on my live, I shared a video where one of our representatives, Jim Walsh, here in Washington State, was given a box that was just set on outside a mall in a city called Renton here in Washington.
Sure, I know where it's at.
And he said it looks suspicious, but he said the random guy just grabbed it and he saw there was a bunch of ballots in there.
Mm-hmm.
So he gave it to him and they went and put them on the table. And these ballots were from 22, 23, 24, which is the most recent election.
Right.
And there is hundreds and hundreds of ballots that did not make it to the people.
Yeah.
So just think about it. So whether it's illegal immigrants signing these ballots, with signing or voting with their name, or voting for somebody else,
right,
we still got to look into it. And when the DOJ came into Washington and many blue cities and states, they asked for the voter rolls. They all say no. Privacy, they say. And yet, it's public information. Right. Anybody can go find out who the registered voters are, and you can make phone calls. This is how the campaign works. I can say, hey, I need all the registered voters list, phone numbers, and emails so that I may contact them. It's public. It's not private. So I think that they have been doing a tremendous job hiding the fraud. But that there is fraud, I can almost guarantee it 100%. Almost.
Oh no, I don't have to guess. I know for a fact. In Nevada in 2024, when Trump won, more than 5,000 people that have moved out of the state voted. So they don't even live here.
Yeah, that happened here too.
I think it was 4,900 or something. But all of that is currently being reviewed by the DOJ. I'm hoping that they act on it and start arresting people, because until we perp walk these people, it's not going to stop. And we got videos of it. There was the videos that showed people stuffing ballot boxes in the middle of the night back in 2020. All of that stuff is proven beyond question, and yet who's been arrested? I haven't seen anybody perp walk.
Well, they just put it under the rug, and the legacy media has stopped talking about it, and then people just let it go. That's how it works.
Right.
And,
I haven't been watching your show very recently. Have you talked about the Gulf War and what's going on over there and all that?
At the Strait of Hormuz?
Strait of Hormuz, yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about it earlier. I wanted people to call in and ask me questions or give me their opinion.
Well,
what do you think?
What do you think of Trump's last? Well, let's say 90 days. How did he do? Has he been Has he not been 2-3 weeks, maybe 2 or 3 months ahead of everybody else?
Absolutely. Yeah. We're like 40-something days into this now.
I was talking with my wife, and I remember when he announced for the presidency in 2022, right after they raided his place in Florida. He was so pissed. He waited for the election then, and then he announced shortly after. And I listened closely to what he had to say, and I think he's been planning this since 2022 and 2023. I think he's figured out what needs to be done, and it doesn't matter what anybody says, he's going to do it. And now he's got the Supreme Court supporting him and telling all these judges, these left-wing nutcases, to go stop, and they can't force him to negotiate or do whatever the stupid little judge in some district thinks. And I believe that he has it figured out. And I think that his plan has been and will continue to be to make America dominant again like it was in 1946, 47, and 48. We ruled the world back then. We had the biggest navy. We had all the power. Europe, I don't know if you remember, but Europe came to us. They were starving to death.
Yeah.
And we instituted the Marshall Plan and sent back then billions, today trillions of dollars of food and construction equipment and all kinds of things to Europe so they could rebuild. And then Trump, I think, has just decided, since we can't fly over their effing countries anymore, that they're going to have to defend themselves. NATO is going to get 1/32 of the budget for NATO from the United States instead of 60%, which we've been supplying. And I think the whole world is going to change. I think it's up for grabs on who and how people are going to behave. But I know for one thing, they're not going to diss the United States anymore.
Right. I absolutely. You know, we have, it's no good deed goes unpunished, as the saying says. You know, the United States of America, and I say this all the time, nobody cares about the blacks as much as the whites. Nobody cares about the browns as much as the whites. Nobody cares about the world as much as the United States of America, because we have created, and the devil's trying to destroy it, but we have created a great melting pot that in the last decade or even more has been, you know, been destroyed little by little. And you show a lot of minorities with such a high level of crime. And one of the reasons for that is because of the welfare system that is made for people to not, how can I say it? It doesn't encourage for fathers to stay in the home. Women want to be single because they get more money, they get more freedom, they get free healthcare, free housing. Who needs a man? They want to go get something, they go get it. But the point where I'm at is like we have all these issues here in our country, but we've become a great nation. And we have a history of helping others. Now, granted, France has helped us, Mexico has helped us, you know, and we have helped France, we have helped Mexico, we have helped Italy, you know, like you said, in Europe, right? The UK, we have helped them. And it's just like, even we have helped Honduras, where I'm from. We have helped Central America, South America. We just bailed out Argentina. Their peso is doing great.
I know.
And I know. Yeah, and so with NATO, you know, another thing that we're so giving that the devil takes advantage of us, because what they do is, and I have to say the devil because people don't know that is real, you know. But the thing is, like in NATO, we're paying $980 billion.
Right.
The closest country to us, it's paying $66 billion.
Right.
Think about this. We're paying $980 billion. How about we pull out of NATO? It takes $55 billion to build an oil refinery that we can use our own petrol, our own petroleum, our own oil.
Right.
We can be totally independent. Why are we in NATO? We did this war with Iran by ourselves. If it wasn't for our friend and ally and great friend, I should say, Israel, we wouldn't be as successful. If it wasn't for God on our side, we wouldn't be successful today. And people that want to be atheists or agnostic or whatever the hell they want to call themselves, they don't want to believe, that's fine. But the fact is that we are blessed and we have God's, you know, backing. And this is why we're so successful in the world. And that's why we're being attacked with this Islamic bad people.
Right. Well, you know, I don't know if anybody listening actually knows, but America was helped immensely by France during the Revolutionary War. And we felt an obligation. And then they helped us again during the Civil War. And so we went and saved France in 1918, 17 and 18. We went and saved France in 1941 to 45. And we went and saved France again, but in the Cold War. And they won't let us fly over their friggin' country. England will not let our bombers take off from their country. Spain refuses to let us use the ports and the Air Force bases we have there. And you know what they can do? They can figure it out on their own. My great-grandfather, my grandfather, and my grandfather all fought to save them stupid people, and they have the appreciation of a gnat. And they're going to start appreciating us because I think Trump is going to either pull out of NATO and the United Nations, or he's going to just pay his fair share, which is 1/32 of the budget of NATO, and he's going to pay 1/180th of the budget of the UN, and they're going to have to figure it out on their own.
Yeah.
They're all a bunch of ungrateful
sons of bitches.
a bunch of bitches.
Yep.
And there is no one. No, strike that. I shouldn't say no one in America. No one with testicles that is an alpha male in America who doesn't feel exactly like I do.
Yeah, yeah. Well, only the ones that disagree with us are the ones with manginas.
Yes. Well, yes. Did you see the map of the guy who did the study on what America would look like if women couldn't vote anymore again?
No.
It would be 47 states would be red.
I believe
Every county would be red. Illinois would be red. You can't believe what would happen if we got the empathy stupid people out of this. It's a suicidal empathy. And of course, women are designed to have empathy because they got to raise children. But they should stay out of politics.
Yeah.
15% of women understand men, and the other 85% are just ignorant.
Yeah.
And they don't understand force. They don't understand. Again, you grew up in America and in where, Honduras, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you had to stand up to the boy next to you when you were 8 or 10 and decide whether you're going to get punched in the nose or punch him in the nose.
Yep.
Every boy in the world has had that challenge, except for in the recent years where women run all the school districts. And that is how the world works, whether we like it or not. I was listening to somebody who's an expert on war, and he has analyzed the wars. And in the last 5,000 years, the world has had exactly 286 years of peace. And the women don't get that. Women don't get that. You can get punched in the nose and it doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
And they just have empathy. Well, why would you be mean to this guy? Well, he was mean to me. I'm going to punch him in the nose. They don't get that. And the other illustration I use all the time is my son, when he was a teenager, climbed up on the school roof. And we're all upset, and some gal who graduated from Sacramento State University 4 years earlier called me up and was all distressed and everything. So I went down there and I said, so what exactly did he do? Well, he climbed up on the school roof. Well, why? Because the basketball went up there. I said, so? Well, you can't climb up on the school roof. I said, every boy I ever knew who wasn't a wuss in my grade school climbed up on the school roof. We climbed up on the school roof. We climbed to the top of the swings and tried to walk across the top of the bar of the swing. That's boys. You don't get anything about boys. You're just too stupid to understand what life is like. She started crying, and my son tapped me on the shoulder and said, don't make her cry, Daddy. I said, she's stupid. She should be crying. She just doesn't understand life. Because every boy climbs on the school roof. Every boy watches his friends climb on the tree and wants to climb on the tree, and some of the boys fall off and break their arm. And then he remembers, well, I probably shouldn't climb on the tree if I might break my arm, but that's how boys are. And these women who run everything are suicidal empathy freaks. They think that everybody thinks like them, and they don't get men. They don't get that you could get punched in the nose.
Yeah.
And that's just how life is. So Trump is punching everybody in the nose, and it's about friggin' time.
Yeah, you gotta punch the bull in the nose. That's it.
That's exactly right. I used to swim in Hawaii, and the first thing I learned was to carry a knife with a blunt end on it. And you had it on your leg when you're snorkeling, and if the sharks came in, you took the knife out and took the blunt end and hit them in the nose, and they'd leave you alone. That's the way the world's made. And the fact of the matter that now we've got Iran basically defanged, we punched the shark in the nose, and everybody's going, well, now we got to negotiate something. Hell no. We don't negotiate. We tell them what's going to happen next, and they either do it or else. It's about time somebody took control of the Christian world and the ethic of doing to your neighbors you haven't doing to yourselves. And anybody that doesn't do that, like Iran, needs to be punched in the nose.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, if Iran never sells another barrel of oil, that'll be terrific.
You know,
let them starve to death.
The thing that I tell people is that they're taking advantage of us being Christians.
Well, of course they do, because our women are suicidal in their empathy. And they get the vote, and they cancel us out, the good thinking people. It's just that I know everybody. I talk to my sisters and I say, I don't care. I don't care if you're a female. If you don't recognize that I think different than you, then you have a problem, not me. And
Yeah.
every man thinks different than you. And we are gracious enough to provide a nice life for you.
Yeah.
And if you don't like the nice life we provided, then don't get angry. You should be appreciative. All of the roads and every oil well and every refinery and every structure in this nation was built by guys doing their job. And every man understands I have a job and I'm duty bound to do it. Just like every soldier does. Not a single woman in Congress gets that. Not a single woman.
You know what I wish that people took from my channel? It's number one, I've supported more Democrat than Republicans.
Yeah.
But the reason why that is because I support the policies. Now, I think it's great to have, a party, Republican or Democrat, whichever one you fall into.
Yeah.
I have
Right.
seen Republicans with bad policies. I don't want to call myself a
Oh.
Republican and follow
Yeah.
and vote just
Sure.
because they're no, hell no. So
Oh.
I'm of that mentality of saying, when I became American, I became an American, not a party guy. I'm
Yeah.
an American. And so, if people don't understand that I'm a Democrat and why I support President Trump, well, let's face it, the guy was a Democrat himself. But the point is that I'm supporting him because he is the only one that has the balls to do what I have been saying that we need to do.
Right.
Right. And so if the next person comes in, and they're Democrat and they have the same policies and they believe on fighting and for the American first, well,
Right.
I'm going to have a tough choice to make. Because I'm going to have
Well,
to say, I like that, or they lied to me enough. I'm not going to vote for them. Because if I
Right.
see that, let's say the next person, the Republican that's going to come in place, has some bad policies that I don't agree with, I'm not going to vote for them, even if they're Republican. And I will go vote for Democrats again. Here is the problem. Today, the socialist Democrats that we have no good policies. And they are fear mongers. They like to go and lie to people, and they use the legacy media to back up their lies. And what pisses me off is not that the Republicans lose. What pisses me off is that people are so stupid to go and vote for socialist Democrats who want to destroy this country simply because they have been convinced that President Trump is evil, racist, rapist, pedophile, etc. But when you ask them, what evidence do you have that he's a child raper or that he is a pedophile? They got none. Oh, he's in the Epstein files. So what? He is mentioned in the files, but there's no proof that he's done anything. As a matter of fact, he's the doggone whistleblower. Why would he be mentioned in the Epstein files so many times? Not before not before he blew the whistle. I want to point that out. Not before he blew the whistle.
Epstein got arrested after Trump blew the whistle back in the 2000s. And he had to serve home, whatever it was, ankle bracelet time, because Trump turned him in. But, of course, nobody in the empathy world of women and what I call wusses, I don't know what you call guys with no testicles, but that's what I call them.
Wait.
They can't convince themselves because they don't get how the world works. The person with the most power is the person you have to respect, whether you like him or not. And the fact of the matter is they can't respect him because he exercises power that they don't understand how to do.
Yeah.
If they did, let's just take, McConnell in the Senate. If he knew how to exercise power, he would be over there with Trump. But he's fighting against Trump, as are many senators.
Yeah.
The Bushes were complete wastes of power because they
Yeah.
were worthless. And you can't, but now I'm old enough that I got to support Robert F. Kennedy before he was murdered. And I was voting Democrat because he was the best candidate and he had the biggest testicles. He was saying what he was going to do and meant what he was said.
Yeah.
I would vote for JFK if they found another man like him who had been to war, understood war, and didn't just talk about it or fund it, but people who understand it. I'm just no. I'm hopeful that God's going to create we're going to be conservative, Republican, powerful men for the next 12 years in office. That's my hope. I doubt that will happen because the Republicans most of them are too much of a wuss and too stupid to stand up and say the truth. If they would just stand up and say, well, some men can be women and all that crap. Everybody knows that's not true. But find a Republican senator who will say that besides John Kennedy. And everybody knows it's true, but they can't seem to take the 80-20 issues, the ones where 80% of people agree with them, and stand up and say them out loud.
Yeah.
And that's the issue. And that's because, I'll tell you what the problem is. Life has been too soft since World War II. And most of the people in office today, Republican or Democrat, have never been punched in the nose. And that's the problem. And when you get punched in the nose, you have to decide if you're going to punch back. And sometimes you miss and you get punched in the nose a second time. Sometimes you actually get something in. But you have to understand how the world works. And it works because men have logic that women and wusses don't get. And we've been raised by women in our school system for 30 years, and they want every boy to behave like a little girl. And like I say, back in the 1990s, I had to go explain to this poor young thing, who was his counselor, that, every boy climbs on the roof. What the hell's the matter with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she thought it was some big infraction that was going to get him thrown out of school. And I said, you're going to throw him out of school over my dead body. I'll be here every day to yell at you every morning. You're going to shut up and act normal. I said, get me some guy who's in charge here. Fortunately, there was a man principal. And he came in and it was over in 3 minutes. But she was going to throw him out of school for climbing on the school roof. I go, come on. Every boy's climbed on the school roof. And the fact that the most people don't get anything I'm talking about that are listening is just proof that we've been wussified, because women now are, in my school district, we have 9 people who sat on the board of the education here. They're all women.
Yeah.
So,
well, you know what people in the chat said, we're not united. What was the other chat? I should have read the other chat for you. But this whole we're not united, we already know this. What we're trying to gather enough courageous patriots, Americans, that actually love this country. We don't care about the lazy people. We don't care about the cowards. We're going to protect those weak-ass links anyways. There is a lot of hippies. Remember, a lot of hippies that were over here.
Oh, yeah.
No war. Oh, well, they were out there smoking weed and having all these orgies and this and that and big love, not peace. These retards don't learn. And they think that we need their retarded ass. No, we're reaching out to people with common sense, with courage, that actually love this country. As soon as somebody comes into my chat with an insult, they have nothing to give me. Nothing.
But
no information, no nothing.
I read your chat, and okay, so what? You know what? I was on the radio for lots of years, and people called up and complained, and it. You know how much I'm bothered by all that? Not a iota. Nothing. I'm not insulted because somebody disagrees with me. If you want to have a debate and you want to speak about facts, well, then I'll debate it with you. But I'm not concerned about stupid people. except for the fact that they're in charge now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we have to clean them out. We have to vote them out of office. And anyway, Governor, it was a joy to talk with you. I know you got other people on the line. So
Pleasure to have you always. Thank you so much,
yeah.
Governor Bill.
Okay. God bless. Bye-bye.
God bless you. Take care. All right, somebody was calling in there. You can go ahead and call me back. Sorry about that. I normally don't pick up calls if somebody's on the line, just so that you know, okay? Sorry about it. But if you were calling in, you can go ahead and call now. We're almost done with the live, so take a chance. Call now or forever hold your peace, or until next time that I allow to call. Hey guys, thank you so much for the jewels, for the little, I don't know what the hell you guys give there. But that's about 1,000 jewels, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You guys are fantastic. I hope that you're enjoying the new flames. I had to do some vector work, and then I had to go and resize them and turn them into a different format so that you guys can play with it. The more members that we get on here, the more I will be able to, to throw some chats on there. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got 12 emojis that we can play with. And I thought that you guys liked that because I seen you guys put the little flames. Let's see. You guys sometimes put that flame right there. Sometimes this one. But if you compare that flame with my flame, bam! It's a bigger flame, you know what I'm saying? All right, guys. Hey, let me see. What do we got? We got 10,000 people today. What do we got? Let me refresh this slow internet connection. We got 11,000 views on this Sunday afternoon. It's been a couple of hours. Does anybody want to call now? Now is your chance. Now is your chance. Let's see. Do I have a song in here? I do have some songs, but I don't know what the hell they are. Sad Day, Better Days. Arrow from Dan Phillipson. Let's see what this is. Oh, I know what I can do. Qué linda está la mañana en que vengo a saludarte. Hoy vengo a ti con gozo y amor a felicitarte. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tanya. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Happy birthday, sis. Welcome to the 21-year-olds. Oh, man, I was trying to find it. Just so you know, sis, I had a card that I was going to play for you, but I was going to do it at home. And because they actually had a party that I didn't know, I had to come to my mobile one and do my today on my car, so I owe you that. Oh man, I could have sworn it was yesterday, but it is what it is. All right, anybody else want to call in? Now is your time. 425-583-1155. Christian Gonzalez commenting on my videos. Let's take a listen to some news here from Fox.
President Trump this morning saying Iran has violated the ceasefire agreement by firing its ships in the Strait of Hormuz. The president confirming that U.S. negotiators will be in Pakistan tomorrow for a fresh round of talks. Trey Yingst talked to President Trump this morning. He's now live in Tel Aviv with the latest. Trey.
Yeah, hey, Peter, good morning. I spoke with President Trump today, who said if the Iranians don't sign the deal, their whole country is going to get blown up. The president went on to tell Fox News, we're preparing to hit them harder than any country has ever been hit before because you cannot let them have a nuclear weapon. The ceasefire between the United States and Iran is set to end in under 72 hours, and Iran is already testing the agreement. Over the weekend, 2 vessels attempting to pass through the Strait of Hormuz reported gunfire toward their ships. Other vessels were able to pass, but the Iranians say the strait is closed once again and in their control.
We have stood firm and ultimately they accepted it. For this purpose, we closed the Strait of Hormuz. We even stated it to them explicitly. We will close the Strait of Hormuz and we will certainly pursue war. We will utilize all our tools. In this way, we were able to impose our will and our demands.
The U.S. blockade of Iranian ports remains in effect.
I like how they think they're in control of the Strait of Hormuz. They don't know that we can wipe them out. They don't understand that they are at the mercy of the United States of America. And for anybody that says that Iran has all the cards with the Strait of Hormuz, you guys are retarded because you don't understand how that works.
Said 23 vessels complied with their warnings to turn around on Saturday. Additional vessels were forced to turn around today. President Trump spoke from the Oval Office over the weekend about the situation in the Strait.
They got a little cute as they have been doing for 47 years, and nobody ever took them on. We took them on. They have no Navy, they have no Air Force, they have no leaders, they have no nothing. Actually, their leaders it is regime change.
The Iranians continue to threaten U.S. forces in the region, but while the Iranians are talking, the Americans are preparing, sending dozens of additional transport planes to the Middle East over the weekend.
The upper hand is with our forces. We hold the advantage. We have not struck many of the targets. In other words, we have left some more important matters for later stages. And if matters return to war again, we hold the upper hand. We can stop oil production. We can shut down 15 million barrels of oil a day and keep it suspended for an entire year. We did not want to create major disruption in the world, so we showed patience and acted with restraint.
The reality...
So all I can tell you this, okay, about this is an Iranian war, and all I can tell you is this. It is a war, unofficially from us. The only thing I can tell you is this. If this was an actual war on our behalf, we wouldn't be negotiating right now. You have to understand, we can annihilate this military and we can go and kill every single one of them. But we allow negotiations, and when they don't agree, we go and do precision strikes. Now we destroy their Air Force because the Air Force can destroy ours as we are there. We destroy their Navy fleet because they can destroy ours as we are there. Go read Barbary Wars and see why we are not stupid anymore. Now, with that being said, I think that's it for today. But I want to play this for Tanya. So if you're not watching this live, you won't hear this part. But this will be my first goodbye to you, all right? So if you have enjoyed this today, thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you for the jewels. Thank you for the coffees. Thank you for all of that stuff. If you would like to support me more, you can do so by sending a PayPal or just every time that I come on live, hit the like button, subscribe, and consider becoming members. With that being said, this is the unofficial goodbye of the day. This is for you, Tanya. Happy birthday, sis. Happy birthday. This is what we call las mañanitas, and this is a waltz, a serenity from a serenade from Vicente Fernandez. He's a very, very popular Mexican singer. He has passed already. Phenomenal voice. We all love him throughout the whole Latin America. And it's called The Mornings. And he says that he's singing to you because it's the day of your birthday, and to wake up, that the birds are singing, and that today is a special day because you were born with the beauty of the flowers. Thank you so much, Tanya, for being a big supporter. Thank you for all the love that you always send to me and to my wife. She really appreciates it. Thank you so much to everybody. If you didn't get to watch this live, that part of the live stream will be cut out because it will be copyrighted by YouTube. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for being here with me. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless the USA. I will see you tomorrow Monday. Woo! Let's hope that something changes for the better of our world. You all be good. Peace.